Okay, in this lesson video today, I'm going to talk you through assignment number 4. You should have completed assignment number 3 on the meander and the Oxbow Lake prior to doing this. Although it's not entirely dependent doing this work on having done assignment number 3. So if you choose to do assignment number 4 first, that should be fine. Right, the first task you're going to be doing is on this thing called the hydrological cycle. And you should watch this video, which will talk you through the hydrological cycle within a drainage basin. And it will tell you what a drainage basin is, as well as each of these key ideas and how water moves through that system. And once you watch that tutorial, you should then answer this question that asks you to describe what the main features are. So what are each of these features? What's their relationship to the whole river system? And then you've got to explain how water actually moves through that system based on what you hear in the tutorial. So that's the first task. Once you've done that, you should read this page here on the main components of the global hydrological cycle. And then watch this tutorial here, which will talk you through what the hydrological cycle actually is. Now, let me just have a little look at that. You're being asked to read this here, hydrological cycle. You're then being asked to draw a diagram, which you will see how that diagram is drawn in the tutorial. And you then should add key annotations to that diagram that help explain what the diagram is showing. Once you've done that, that should be uploaded to the Google Drive, and then you should copy it across into this space here. And it will be marked out of 8. Right, let's look at the third task that makes up assignment number 4. This is a written task, and it involves you talking about how a river inputs, transfers, stores, and outputs water. To do that, you need to have read everything on these 2 pages, which talk you through the inputs into the river system. Okay. The storage, how water is held within that system, and where it's held and why it's held. How it moves, and obviously the main way is through rivers, but there are lots of other ways water is moving across a landscape that's not just in a river, and those key ideas are there. And then finally the outputs. You should, at this point, write your answer using the key words, the key terminology that you can see in the stuff above, that focuses your answer starting about how is water inputted, how does it transfer, where is it stored, and how is it outputted. This obviously links to the main diagram you'll have just drawn, but it must be written, and you must put all of this into your own words. So we'll be looking for you to convey the keywords in these 2 pages in your own language that helps show us that you understand how water is moving through the system. Okay. 2 more tasks. This task is quite a simple task. There's a little video here that will talk you through it. And using that video, you should then type about what the differences in a river's discharge are. So a river's discharge is the volume of water passing a given point every second. So if you were standing in a river, for example, here, how much water would actually be flowing past you every single second? And that's called the river's discharge. Once you watch the video, you should be able to answer this question. Okay. And that then brings you to the final task, which is the physical factors that can affect a river, how much water flows past you. And this is the final little video tutorial that you need to watch. And if you follow that, it will allow you to describe and explain what the main physical factors are that can influence how much water actually gets to a river, and how each factor influences the speed at which water gets to that river. And you therefore need to describe the factor and explain how it influences the river. And you can't really do this unless you watch that tutorial. But once you've done that, that should go here. So physical factors, you'll see there's actually some notes, but the tutorial explains it in much clearer detail, and you can then read the notes as well if you need to supplement your answer here. So this task assignment number 4 will take a bit longer than assignment number 3 this week, and therefore make sure you build in a couple of hours to get through this work.